Hello, Oklahoma. Emma White here with your weekly Mesonet weather report. This past Tuesday morning, a cold front came through much of Oklahoma, which caused an increase of wind speeds and wind gusts. According to this map, there were gusts over 40 miles an hour. In the winter, the effects of wind become most significant for humans and cattle. Let's talk about that today. This map shows the minimum wind chill experienced Wednesday, October 29th. For both the Mesonet and the National Weather Service, they are focused on human cold risk, so plot wind chill only once the temperature drops below 50 degrees and there's wind above 3 miles an hour. Once those conditions are met, these wind chill map numbers mean that you feel a colder temperature than the actual temperature due to the wind. That feeling of colder temperatures increases with increasing wind speeds. This also means your cold risk in the winter then also increases as wind speeds get higher. For cattle, their field temperature calculation incorporates more information, so does consider temperatures above 50 degrees Fahrenheit. About halfway through October 28th, you can see small dips in cattle comfort. These dips of the field temperature were due mostly to increased winds from the passing of the cold front and storms that day. However, it was a brief and small drop, not anywhere close to cold danger. This graph simply demonstrates that wind can cause the feeling of cooler temperatures. This final graph shows average wind speed in Norman. During the fall, the wind picks up and stays high through the spring. The summer produces the lowest wind speeds generally. This graph means that with winter on the way, we expect higher wind speeds. Those higher winds mean that when the temperature gets cold in the winter, we are at risk for faster onset of hypothermia and frostbite than for that same winter temperature with lighter winds. Wind is important. Gary McManus is up next with your state climatology report.
Thanks, Emma, and good morning, everyone. Well, we finally got rain, and some really good rains across the state. Not everybody that needed rain got those good rains, but enough that we did have some good changes on the drought monitor. So let's take a look at that newest map. Well, the northern half of the state is much improved, especially that northeastern corner. We do see still a little bit of moderate drought up there in the Payne County area, Pawnee County. However, most of that area is on the improvement movement and not quite as much as the worsening movement. Now, as we get down into the Oklahoma City area and to the south, we still see some of that moderate and also severe drought, those darker colors. And we also have a new area down in Stevens and Jefferson County down there in south central Oklahoma. So northern half, good job with the rain. Southern half, need more rain. That's a simple answer. Now, the rainfall we saw over the last week that we used to improve that drought monitor map, you can see it pretty clearly there in north central Oklahoma, up in the northeast Oklahoma, over in the east central Oklahoma once again. Lots of rainfall totals from 4 to 5 to as much as 6, even 7 inches in some cases. So lots of good rainfall in that area. But if you look down there in southwestern and south central Oklahoma and into west central Oklahoma, we see those areas with less than an inch of rainfall. So they really missed out on the good rains, but hopefully they'll get theirs the next time. One of the best things that rainfall did was it improved the soil moisture. You can see from this 7-day change in the 10-inch soil moisture amounts in Oklahoma, those green areas, lots of good changes, lots of moistening, at least down to that 10-inch level. But you can also see some of those areas where it worsened, especially in west central Oklahoma, or just areas where it didn't improve at all. So we'll certainly take that good rainfall we had over the last week, but we definitely need more, especially across the southern half of the state. That's it for this time. We'll see you next time on the Mesonet Weather Report.